Hi there, I'm Esther, and today I'm trying to show you how I'm going to paint this pine tree, icy pine trees, yeah, with snow. And yeah, this piece I actually painted, I believe I painted this on arches, but right now I have this already cut, and I'm going to paint it on my Fabiano 100% cotton paper. Yeah, I have this cut out. So, and I'm going to use woodlands and yeah, I think I won't be using a lot of woodlands, but probably more of vintage pastel over here. Yeah, the colors, and I have it tested out earlier on. Yeah, this is my filled piece, and of course we do have filled pieces, so don't be discouraged if you think that you can't paint. Sometimes we need to do a bit of warming up, and before that I'm going to show you one of the piece that I've done before some time ago when I was painting acrylic painting. Yeah, I think, yeah, can you see that? Yeah, this is acrylic painting of how I paint the pine trees on canvas. Yeah, so the brush that I'm going to use is actually also a brush that I use for my acrylic painting. Yeah, this brush is Louis Canal Stippler, as you can see, Stippler, and 1/4. 1/4 is the smaller size. Yeah, and I actually have a few sizes. Let me see, 3/8. Yeah, I owe a lot of brushes. Over here, 3/8. Yes, I've got lots of 3/8. And yeah. But the bad news is that Lucana has kind of discontinued this series of Stippler, and right now I can only offer my students, I brought some for them, Princeton brushes. The only bad thing about this is that the blisters is very open up, and we have to try to fix it properly. Okay, so today I'm going to use this 1/4 size one, and for the background, this background, I'm going to use a darker purple. So I have kind of fixed this over here with a bit of blue and a bit of gray. I think a bit of blue would be nice. Maybe a bit of purple. Yeah. So it's a bit dry up. So just wet it. And I'm not sure if you know about this distance thing. This I always emphasize in my class, is that okay, whatever is further from you is going to be lighter. Whatever is nearer to you, which is here, this part here is supposed to be nearer to you. Yeah, so I have it darker, so I add a little bit more colors. So this is nearer to me, it's lighter. Okay, the lighting is not too good. And this is my background. This part here is my background. This part here is my foreground. My foreground means this is nearer to me. Right now, this is nearer to me. Okay? I see one other lessons I will touch a little bit on that. Yeah. So when this meet, background, foreground, this is darker, this is going lighter, this is darker, this one going lighter. You got it? I hope you got understand it. Yeah, this is going to be the snow. Okay, so I have a bit of blue, just like this part here. I have a bit of blue. Yeah, because the background is wet with water, so I can kind of just use my paint that I've mixed with a little bit more water. Yeah, the value of the paint is lighter. Yeah, so okay, I'm going to wait for it to dry. Oh wow, okay, it's very wet now. So whenever you want something to look very blurrish effect or very misty effect, what you can do is that when your painting is still, when you're painting, your piece is still wet. This is very wet now. Yeah, you can see it's crystalline with water. Yeah, whenever it is very wet and you want to paint something distant like this, or if you want to create the clouds, okay, I think I'm going to add in some blue here. Yeah, it's a little bit too purplish. Yes, when it is still wet, you can do this. You can do it here. So yep, this one I taught in my class. So I'm going to create some clouds. It's not going to be a very cloudy day on a weather like this. So I'm going to take a tissue and cover it. Yes, it's a very very light one. So watch me do this. So I just create some clouds. Can you see that? It's really very fun. So last Saturday when I was holding this cottage scene workshop, my students were like so amazed. I'm quite sure they're amazed at how fun this is. I'm just working a little bit more here on the highlight since my painting is, my whole piece is still kind of wet. Maybe I just kind of take out some water from here because I'm going to paint some trees here. Okay, so right here, all right, I'm going to paint a bigger tree here. So these are my distant tree. So I will be using vintage pastel. I'm not so familiar with the colors yet, but I will soon of this set. Yeah. So here you go. I have my paint. Many of you are curious on how I load my paint. So I go straight into this and I wet it a little bit. My brush is still a little bit wet actually. I'm okay that it's not too wet, and because this paper is wet, don't forget. So all right, maybe this will help you if you have if you have your tree mark. Yeah, sometimes my students have problem with this. If they don't mark their tree down, they probably have some problem trying to paint the tree. So I have the tree trunk. Yeah, that's the tree trunk, right? The pine tree trunk over here. Yeah, so holding my brush this way, which means the chisel edge over here pointing towards me, I paint something like this. Or pointing down. And now this way. Yeah, for right-hander, we always have issue painting this side. We have no issue painting the right side. Yeah, so just now I was starting with the left-hand side, and it doesn't look so pretty. My tree got a little bit too big. Not that I like it to be, but let's see how I can fix it. Yeah, as I say, not every time we can work it so pretty, you see. Yep, so actually I didn't want it to be so big, but it's gonna be so big now. It's getting big. Yeah, so you see this side, it looks better, right? and it's a little bit yeah, early on here is wet, right? So it kind of like lost in the snow here. And here, okay, because this is nearer to me, this is further from me, I should make it a bit lighter. This tree I should make it a bit lighter. So yeah, it's even lighter. It's even lighter. Okay, sometimes you might have to fix a bit. Okay, turn your brush this way again. Let me draw a little bit more of the tree trunk. A little bit. Disappearing tree trunk. Let me fix it. Okay. Yeah, it's looking quite good. Yeah, another thing to take note is that whatever we paint before, I'm sure most of you who have done painting before, you know this very well, that you can't produce an identical piece even though you wanted to. Yeah, you actually can't do it. Identical, yes, but it can't be exactly the same. So even if I plan to do something like that, but when I started, it was like so big, you know, unless I draw it. So I have another tree here, and I'm going to work on another one here. Okay, it's still wet. I think I want it a little bit mistier, so I add a bit of water. So as I said, if you want it to look, if you want your tree to look not as distinct, you have it, the background have it a bit wetter. This tree is in a bit of lilac purple because, yeah, of course, it's winter, so our tree is not in green. So I want it to have the kind of look that is icy. So my final tree is going to be bigger and bright, stronger color. So in my workshop, usually when I have to, when I teach, I have to definitely do a lot of demonstration. And that is when the class is gathered together and I show them demo on how I paint my trees, yeah. Whatever it is, whether is it the trees or is it the flowers, but I will show them the demo. And after that, they are supposed to go back to paint on their own, yeah. And I will go around, check on each of them, and point out to them where have gone wrong, where have gone right, of course. Yeah, it can't be everything go wrong, right? So yeah, and of course it's a lot better when you come for my class, because something we can't actually just teach here. We have to see, yeah, we need to see each individual where you want to. Okay, I really like this part here, where I need to point out your mistakes and where you can improve on. Yeah, So this is rather misty misty look. Okay, so right now I have already got three of my pine trees done. Yep, and I try to have it yeah, add water over here to have it kind of mist it. Final one. Okay, this one. Okay, let me just have a tree trunk. Add a tree trunk. So this one will be the one that is bigger, and I'm going to have slightly darker, probably add a bit of blue from my woodlands. Yeah, let me just check what other colors I would like to add on. Yeah, the blue, I'll add the blue on over, and maybe a little bit of purple over here and a little bit of black from here, because I want to get this effect very a darker color, because it's closer to me. So again, okay, maybe I try this way now. Some days you need to do, oh okay, by turning it this way I get a better. Yep, okay, looks like my tree is gonna be quite big now. So this way, and then this way. I like that the shape of my brush bring out this very interesting marks, yeah. But of course you try to keep the tree kind of okay, I load again so that I have a bit more paint. Yeah, the shape of a tree looks like a pine tree. Try to have it controlled, because this one was a little bit too much earlier on, and I realized that I need to load a bit of water and pour out a little bit. Yeah, pour out a little bit. You need to change the angle of your brush a little bit. You see, you cannot always this angle, but sometimes you have to turn this angle. Yeah, because a lot of people will get, you see, sometimes I paint, I turn my brush this way, because your pine tree, the branches is not going to drop always the same angle, right? Makes sense, eh? Yeah, I really like that it's giving me the very nice mark. Yeah, I just don't like this part here. Let me see how I can fix that also. Yeah, I tell you, right, not every time it's going to be 100% nice, so you have to fix it. So what I want to fix it now is that I make it taller a bit. Yes, I make my tree taller, and I'm going to fix it a little bit here. This way, turn. Okay, I make it sharper a bit. Yeah, we got dirty fingers. Yeah, I think it looks better when I fix it taller. Right? It looks better, right? Okay, later on I'm going to add snow into my tree. And sometimes when my brush is a little bit thirsty, I need to get some paint. Over here in Singapore, it's getting a bit dark, so I'm trying my very best to get my light fixed, and it was quite bright earlier on, but it get darker and darker. Yeah, but bear with me. I hope the video will looks, I mean, the painting here will looks good, and yeah, that you will also learn something. I need to have here, over here, darker a little bit. The bottom of the tree has to be a bit darker. Yeah, I wasn't paying much attention. I was more careful on trying to get the shape correct. So right now I'm pointing out to you that the top of the pine tree actually has to be lighter. Yeah, but I guess for winter you don't really have a lot of light to differentiate your highlight. Yeah, but it's just over here I'm adding in a little bit more shadow for the tree. Yeah, can you see that I'm adding in? So by using the shadow, for the shadow I'm actually adding in a little bit of the darker colors like the black. I think this is lamp black, and then the bit of purple, and mix into my color mix here. Yeah, this is the shadow inside. So very soon I'm going to add on the snow, and I'm very happy, excited actually. Okay, I get a bit over here inside now. You can see it's a little bit covered. Yeah. Looking good. Okay, I will try to add in a bit of dry plants. Okay, I'm using my round brush to create that dry plant or grass, using some of the colors from my woodlands. Yeah, oops, okay, sometimes the accident, and then you just have to add on. Because of the accidental brush, I need to add on some more. Okay, so all right, have a bit of ochre over here. This is a snow area, and okay, right now is the snow. I kind of couldn't find my gouache. Usually I would use a gouache, a white. Yeah, I couldn't find this one. Looks a little bit dry up, so usually I use I don't really particular about the brand I use. So this is permanent white from Dalaroni, but this one is a little bit dry, so I was like using my acrylic paint, which is also opaque, titanium white, Jusonia. And just now I did squeeze out a little bit. I hope it's it's still working. It's still haven't dried up. So just on the toe of my brush, and okay, see how so your snow, the snow won't kind of drop so nicely. It will be very random. Just watch, right? Very random. Ooh, I love this. It looks good. Oh, I think I want it to be a little bit wet so that my paint won't look so dry. So I add on a little bit of water. Oh, I think it's looking good. I love this. Yeah, I love how it turned out. So you see the difference? I told you, right? It can't be exactly the same. And I think this one looks yeah, this part here, I like this part here. Yeah, it really looks like a tree. Maybe I'm going to add on a bit more shadow. I like the tree trunk that you kind of can see it. Yeah, but I'm going to give a bit more depth to my tree trunk now. A little bit more depth. Add in a little bit more shadow to it because it is the inside here, right? So I add in a bit more shadow. Create a bit more shadow. Sometimes you can use your round brush to add on, yeah. So I always tell the students, if you have the brush, why are you torturing yourself just by using one brush? You can always use the different brushes to add on. Okay, yep. So I hope you can try this out. Before that, I'm going to, before I end, I'm going to show you a little bit more on how I paint this. It's a little bit wet now again. So over here, this tree over here kind of spread out a lot, too much. The paint have disappeared, so I would like it to show a little bit clearer. So I'm going to work a little bit more on it now because this one looks very clear. This one looks very clear. So okay, I'm going to work on this a little bit. Just a little bit more to show. And then over this side, the brush. Yep, so add this on, make it taller a little bit. Using my round brush to create some more marks on this tree. Okay, it's getting very dark now, so I'm going to stop this video, and hopefully you have learned something from me today on my icy pine trees. Okay, thank you.